Yeah, obviously I definitely support it. I support anything that's going to try and bring about change with all the problems that obviously people are facing on social media. Um, you know, it's been hard. Probably the last year, especially the last 6 months, it's got worse and worse by the day. And obviously seeing the football kind of family stick together and trying to make a change. But not only the football family, obviously you've got sponsors and stuff jumping on it now as well. We've all had enough. So we're trying to make a change, and it's absolutely fantastic that so many clubs up in Scotland now are going to support it.
When you say it's getting worse, can you share with us what you yourself have had to put up with, and maybe more importantly, how that's left you feeling?
Yeah. Well, only I think about a week ago, somebody made a comment on two posts that Livingston had put up on Instagram quite a while ago. Somebody had decided to go back on them and racially abuse me. How it left me feeling, if I'm honest, I was expecting it. I've obviously, with the role I'm now doing with the Scottish FA, kind of my stance on racism and all sorts of different discrimination towards people. I've been at the forefront of it, and I continue to do so. So I was expecting it. But yeah, I was racially abused on there, and then now people aren't even making fake profiles. I think that it had 3,000 followers, the profile. So obviously it wasn't something that just been made overnight. But there's no kind of way back to them from social media. People are just doing it. The club reported it, and then Instagram came back and said it wasn't against basically their code of conduct. It didn't violate any of their kind of code of conduct. So it lets you know where we're at with it. And it was quite powerful stuff what the person had written. So how these words, first and foremost, how you can write them on there, I'm not actually sure, but how Instagram can sit there and say that these things are okay, what chance have we got?
Is that the key to the issue, that the actual social media companies themselves need to take this whole thing more seriously? Because my worry would be, for example, after a temporary boycott, after 4 days, if everyone goes back to social media, will anything change?
Who knows? But we're trying anything. We're almost at desperation now, isn't it? We can all see that it needs to change. Everybody can see it needs to change. The only people that probably can change it overnight are social media companies, but it seems to be sitting on their hands. And I was thinking about this yesterday. Obviously they're not oblivious to what's going on. Obviously within their meetings, somebody's bringing up, this is happening, this is happening. It's in the national press, so they're seeing it. And the most disturbing thing for me is that these social media companies are obviously sitting in their offices and they're saying it's okay. They're not doing anything about it. So it almost says, well, we're not against discrimination of people, if it's their colour, their sexuality, their religion, or anything else. We're not against it. So they're actually for it. And that's the most disturbing thing, how these people sitting there and actually saying this is okay. And there must be people, within the hierarchy of colour, of different religions, of different sexualities and everything else. And how must they feel? How must they feel going to work knowing that your bosses actually don't care? That's the most disturbing thing. And the government aren't, totally out of this either. They can do something about this. We saw when the Super League was coming about and they were having emergency meetings and they were going to bring in certain laws to basically stop it from happening. Where are they now with this?
So if you could get Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, the bosses round a table, what would you say to them that, in your opinion, would actually make a difference and would get some change?
Well, first and foremost, I'll be asking, why are you allowing this to happen? Because they are allowing it to happen. Let's not make any bones about it. They are allowing it to happen. Secondly, I will say, why can't people be verified? Why can't you have, if it's on Twitter, for instance, you've got a blue tick, or Instagram as well, you've got a blue tick if you're, I don't know, classed as a celebrity. But you can have a green tick for anybody else who's decided to, load their passport or, their bank card or anything that links the account to them. So then it gives me the options. Some people might say, do you know what, I don't want to be verified. That's fine. Well, give me the option to say that if you're not verified and Instagram or Twitter don't know who you are, I don't want you commenting on my posts. You can still go around it and you can still, look at my posts. You can, like them if you want, but you can't comment. You can't message me. Give me that option. Why do I not have that option to do that? And I think that'd be the most important thing, that they need to hold people accountable for what they're writing. Because at this moment in time, nobody's being held accountable. Nobody at all. And I've heard a lot of people say, oh, well, if you don't want to be verified, you should still be allowed to use it. Yeah, you should. But only the people that follow you can then comment on their posts. I would choose that only people who are verified can comment on my posts. And why? Because I don't want to be racially abused. That's why.